What do you think so far here?
I'm in love with it, especially with Coach Tomlin, especially with that guy right there. You know, I love it here. I really love it here, and I can't wait to get play on Sundays with these guys, and just overall compete. That's the main thing right now: compete, learn the playbook, and get ready for Sundays. So.
Do you feel like you have a good opportunity here? Are you excited about this?
Yes, sir. I feel like me and Warren and all the other RBs got a very good opportunity to do good here and do great things. So, I'm about to just go in there, as a rookie, learn from Warren, learn from Gainwell, and really just, put my hat down and, keep going.
What is it that you love? Is it the energy? Is it what
It's just the energy, the atmosphere, and everybody here is just so welcoming. Even the college, even Coach Narduzzi up there, they just all so welcoming, man. And I just really, just appreciate them for, believing in me and taking me in and, just letting me come in and do what I need to do, to help the team win.
There's a massive Big Ten vibe on this rookie class.
Yeah.
How do you think the conference prepared you for this?
I feel like it prepared me for everything. I feel like, me going against, Jack Sawyer here and, Carson Bruner, all them guys I played against them guys and now we're together. So, it's all comes together, man. So I feel like, it's just, you got to go in there and just do your thing. Do what you need to do when you got here, you know what I'm saying? So that's the main thing. That's what I'm doing now.
Do you feel like this is a good fit, this offense for you?
Great fit, great fit. Learning from Coach Faulkner, he did it. He's one of the greats. I feel like, coaching. And as far as Warren, Najee being here, Le'Veon, all them guys, coming under here and they was really doing successful. Najee had 1,000 yards every 4 years, so that just don't happen for no reason. So I feel like, I want to be the next up. I want to come in, I want to get more. I want to be Rookie of the Year. That's my main thing. Win the Super Bowls, Rookie of the Year, All Pro. I want to do all that, and I feel like, they can best support me here, and I can get here and I can do it. So.
What do you think are going to be the most important things to hit the ground running then and accomplish some of those goals quickly?
I feel like, learning the playbook. And I feel like, learn the atmosphere, and, know what you need to do to stay on the field. That's my main thing right now, is trying to stay on the field, every down and show coach that I can be every down back, and like you said, I can be kickoff returner too. So I just want to do whatever it takes to help the team win right now. So that's my main thing.
What are some of the things you feel like you need to work on the most? Not just
pass blocking. Pass blocking, that's my main thing. That's what I want to work on, and I'm working on every day after practicing. Just going over the bag right there and hitting it, with Coach Faulkner, and really just learning from Warren too, because he's one of the best doing in the league right now. So, I told him let's do it. Let's work after every practice and do it. So he with it. So I'm down to go. So.
Have you heard about the backs on backer stuff going on in Latrobe at training camp?
What's going on?
First day in pads, you'll do backs on backers. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So.
You'll get plenty of reps to try to work on the pass.
Yep, that'd be awesome.
Showcase event at training camp.
Okay, so let's do it. But yeah, man, I'm so glad to be here, and just staff, like just her, just introducing herself and coming in as welcoming. Everybody was just so welcoming here. So I can't wait to be part of this thing. So.
I talked to Coach Ferentz about you last week, and he said anytime they needed a big play, you were the guy that provided it.
Yes, sir.
What gave you the ability to do that in big moments?
I feel like to be on my offensive line, and I feel like the guys that were up front for me, it wasn't just the relationships off the field. I mean, on the field, it was just off the field. We hung out, and them guys, we had a bond that it was just, all of us together. It was great. So when we got on the field, it was just there. It was chemistry, and I feel like, they blocked their butts off of me, and so was the wide receivers and the tight end. So I feel like they helped me make them big plays, big times. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to score touchdowns. So like I said, at the Minnesota game, they scored the touchdowns, I did it. And so they did it all for me. So
did it matter? You guys were all Iowa guys? Like everybody's homegrown there.
Yeah.
There's none of the transfers and all that stuff.
Yeah, and that was the main thing about me, is that I wanted to stay there. I want to be on the Coach Ferentz. I feel like he's one of the best to do it. And he put 94 people in the league, so I wanted to be the next up. So I stayed there even when times hard, because I feel like now a lot of people will go when times get hard there, and I feel like that's what a lot of people have, adversity, and see how you overcome it. So with me sophomore year getting hurt, and then me coming back junior year and having a great season was just showed it. Stay there and get over the adversity, and just keep being positive and keep standing forward. So
everybody in the building knew you were getting the ball, though. The popcorn
that's
seller
crazy.
knew you were getting the ball.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Still productive.
Yep, and I feel like that was the thing that we didn't care. They knew it was the ball, but they had to stop it, and they couldn't stop it. So we just kept doing it.
Mike Tomlin said after the draft they really aimed to get more physical as a unit, as an entire collective with this draft. What aspect of your game do you think makes this collective more physical?
Yeah, I think that, when we look at myself and the other guys who are drafted, Derek Harmon and Y.A. Black, just two, all three of us, try to play with, that motor and that aggressiveness that you need to play at this level. So it's exciting. We're trying to keep the toughness going, and every time we're out there trying to play as physical and as aggressive as we can.
What makes Will such a good quarterback, and you surprised he was still there in the sixth?
Yeah, I was surprised he was still there. Will's just like, he's everything you want in a quarterback. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm biased. I won a national championship with him, but he's confident. He presents himself well. He handles himself well, and he goes about preparation, really hard, like I haven't seen from anyone else. So, Will's a great guy and good leader, and I think he's gonna have a good career.
Jack, we saw the inspirational story with you and the other Jack Sawyer in Columbus. The inspiration that he provided to your life, kind of what is that, and do you still plan on, keeping him in your memory as an NFL player?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just talking to his mom and dad a month or so ago, and I am going to still continue to put on my wrist tape, for games, and he was special, and I think if any one of you got a chance to meet him and talk to him, you would realize that really quickly. So, always thinking about him. He's definitely going to be on my wrist on game days.
Jack, what do you know about the history of the outside linebacker position with the Steelers? There's been a lot of guys that have been stars there, here over the years. What does that mean to be at a defense where your position is such an emphasis? Yeah,
it's exciting. It's exciting for me because it's a standard uphold, and obviously I got 3 really good players in my room too, and like I said, I'm just excited to come in and put my head down and work and do anything I can to help the team and learn from those guys as much as I can.
Last one.
You go in the 4th round, and then you hear Will's name called. What was like the first interaction you had with Will after you were both drafted?
Yeah, it's funny. I remember had some of my friends and family over there now when Will was being called, and everyone kind of huddled around the TV. And as soon as they said his name, the party cheered louder for him than they did for me, and we were all laughing about it. And then called him like an hour or 2 later, and it was just really cool. It's gonna be a cool experience being here with him already. It's been awesome, and it's always cool to play with your former teammate, at the next level. So it's super exciting.
Day one? It was great, man. I mean, that was just kind of the walkthrough, not really the practice, but no, it's just exciting to be out here, man. It's been my dream my whole life to be an NFL quarterback, and here we are. So I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can.
You built a relationship with Mike Tomlin over the draft process, but what's it been like to have your first practice under him?
It's awesome. He is just an unbelievable guy to play for. Like you could just tell he brings energy, he brings positivity every single day. He's just a guy you want to be around, man. And I knew that throughout the draft process, and I knew that he was a guy I could see myself playing for and wanted to play for, and it all works out, man. God has a plan, so I'm just blessed to be here, and Coach T's he's the man.
You were a guy who had to prove yourself every year in college. How do you feel like that experience built you for being a 6th-round pick and having to do that all over again?
Yeah, I think it helped me a ton, man. Like that's kind of the story of my life, and I feel like to be in the NFL, like you're always fighting for a job, no matter what. If you're not on your game one day, you can be gone. It's a business, and I think the things that I went through and learned how to push through adversity and how to come back from bad things. Like I learned so much, and that gave me a pretty hard head, and I got a chip on my shoulder, and I like to carry that with me, and I'm just excited to be here, man. It's I'm blessed, and it's couldn't be a better place. The Steelers is built on blue collar, and that's how I like to play, man. Chip on my shoulder, like hard nose. That's what I'd like to be about.
With the landscape of their quarterback position being unsettled at this point, coming in as a 6th rounder, do you feel like you got more of an opportunity than the average 6th rounder coming in as a QB to open some eyes here?
I'm just treating it like any other day, man. Like I just want to come in here, I want to learn, I want to get better, and that's how I'm looking at this. Who knows what happens, man? Like I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about myself and learning and getting better through the process. I understand I'm a rookie and I don't know what I don't know, and I whoever's in the room, I know I just met Mason and obviously I know Skylar pretty darn well, but it's a great room. I'm blessed to be a part of it, and I just can't wait to get to work and learn from those guys, learn from Arthur and Tom and Bake and everybody.
What sort of sense have you gotten about how Pittsburgh has reacted to your draft choice?
I try to stay off social media, but me and Jack actually came out here last weekend, and we went to like a Pirates game, and went to Permane Brothers, did all the Pittsburgh things, and everyone that I met was super nice and very welcoming to us, and seemed like they were excited for us to be here. And I mean, shoot, I'm excited. I'm excited as hell to be here, and it's my home state. I literally was home, yesterday and drove up here 4 hours. It's no problem. So my family can get here easy. I'm close to what I'm used to, home, and like I said, I'm just blessed.
Were you recognized at the Pirate game? Did they?
Well, I was recognized after they put us on the jumbotron and had our had our jerseys with our names on the back. That made it pretty tough.
Even walking through the strip, did people?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. I think there are definitely some Ohio State fans around here, so you got a little mixture of the Steelers and the Ohio State. So yeah, it's fun. It was cool.